Hello, welcome back to another video. My name is Gemma and today we're going to talk about all the things that I'm planning to do in 2023. So if you are new, I am a serial overcommitter. I like to do all of the things and 2023 is no different. So I'm going to talk through some of the things I'm planning to do this year. I have a couple of goals, but they're quite fluffy. I set some sort of hard number goals last year and I'm not going to do that again this year, just because I don't really care. So I do have some goals we will talk about. I will talk about readathons that I want to take part in, readalongs. This is really an opportunity for me to sort of highlight some of the things happening on YouTube or BookTube that I am really interested in, and I think maybe you also will be. So let's start with some of the things that are going to sort of change on the channel going forward. So there's no major changes. I probably am going to stop trying to upload 3 times a week because it's just not realistic. So I will continue to upload twice a week. The idea is a Tuesday and a Saturday, but sometimes the Saturday turns into a Sunday, just because of having no time in the week to film. So potentially this is going up on a Sunday. We shall see. So I'm going to try and maintain a 2 video a week schedule, and I'm not going to try and push myself to do 3 because then I get stressed and it all turns into a big so we're not going to do that anymore. Number 2, reading sprints. So I hosted my first reading sprints last week and it was so much fun, and I'm going to be doing lots more of those over the coming year. There may be some sprints coming with the FOMO book club. I also have some women's prize plans cooking that I will let you know about that may or may not involve some sprints. But yeah, I just think it's a really sort of chill way to spend a couple of hours and also sort of chat with other people about what they're reading. So I will definitely be doing more of those in the year to come. And then the other thing is buddy reads. So I adore buddy reads and I do quite a lot of them. In 2022, I did 27 buddy reads with 21 different people. So some people I did multiple buddy reads with. But yeah, 27 buddy reads. That's quite a lot, right? What is that, like more than 2 a month? So yeah. So my initial thought was that I wanted to sort of chill out on buddy reads a little bit, and that is still sort of in the back of my mind. However, I have already committed over the course of 2023 to 19 buddy reads. So yeah, okay, we have an additional member of the Gemma Books team. So those are sort of like the 3 things I'm going to be doing, changing, adjusting on the channel going forwards. The other thing that I will be continuing to do that I did last year is follow book prizes. It is one of my favourite things. I love a book prize, and I love the hype on BookTube around book prizes, and I love trying to read the long list and having my opinions on the short list and all of the rest of it. So I will be following the women's prize pretty closely this year. As I sort of mentioned earlier, there is something cooking on that, so stay tuned. Middle of February there'll be an announcement on some women's prize plans with some other fabulous creators. I am also doing the BookTube prize for the 2nd year and I'm super excited about that again. Also, Alice and I will be discussing the long list on the 1st of February when it is released. So we'll be doing that live on my channel. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. But I'm only doing fiction this year. I did sign up for all 3 categories last year and it was just a bit much. And so I will follow what's happening in the non-fiction and probably pick up some of the books, but I'm not going to be judging that category. Also, translated fiction is not running this year. I hadn't signed up for it purely because I found it quite difficult to get hold of the books last year and it cost me a small fortune. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed the experience, but yeah, bit skimp. We won't be doing that, but obviously it's not running this year anyway. So I will only be doing fiction, but I may well sign up for all 4 rounds. We'll see, because obviously there will be overlap between the rounds, and also I expect between the women's prize and the BookTube prize. We shall see. But yeah, I'll let you know. I might not even get chosen to judge, so we'll see. But I am very excited to be following that again. Now, the other big one that I followed was the the Booker Prize, and I didn't love following that this year. Even though I found two amazing books, Night Crawling and Maps of Our Spectacular Bodies, I also found a lot of books that I did not like, a lot of books that I DNF'd, um, and that was the same the previous year. So I don't know if I will follow it uh, as much as I did this year. She says now, but when the hype of BookTube gets me, then possibly. So we'll see. I probably won't do the Jalak Prize again this year just because it will clash with both the BookTube Prize and the Women's Prize. So it will be a bit tricky, but I will probably read the winner. I will also be doing the Waterstones Children's Picture Book Prize. I did that last year with my co-presenter Charlie, and I just really loved it. So we will be doing that, the royal we. I will be doing that again. There are so many other prizes that I'm interested in. How closely or not I will follow them, we shall see. But the ones sort of like flagging up in my mind are the International Booker, the Walter Scott Prize for Historical Fiction, the Waterstones debut novel prize that ran for the first year in the summer 2022. Also the Bailey Gifford Prize for non-fiction. So I may just have some commentary on those as we go through. I won't follow them like I do with the Women's Prize and the BookTube Prize, but yeah, they're all on my radar. Book clubs. So most of you are probably aware, but I started my own book club along with the lovely Alice at Alice and the Giant Bookshelf and Jack at Spread Bookjoy last year. So we are just going into our second book now, Jamaica Inn, which is for January and February. If you want to join, there is still time. Just pick the book up. There's a Discord. There's a Goodreads group. There will be a live. So I will leave the announcement video below and all of the various links to the social media. So feel free to jump in at any time. Also, the announcement video has the books for the rest of the year or till the end of October. So you can see what's on there. If any tickle your pickle, you can jump in at that point. So we will be continuing to run that. As we get further in, we will decide whether to do a second year. I think things are probably favourable for that at the moment, but I don't want to count my chickens. I am also joining in with the Fiction Addiction Book Club, which is hosted by the lovely Ange at Ange's Book Chatter and Amy at BookTube with Amy. They have a Discord and a Boxer for that, and they will also be doing live shows. The book for January is Mayflies, and I've nearly finished that and very much enjoying it. And next month is the Anomaly by, I can't remember, but I'll put a picture up. Something Tellier, I think. So yes, I am really looking forward to joining in with their book club as we go through the year. I am also going to be joining in for some of the Big Book Club by Roisin Reads. The first book is the Makioka Sisters, which I am hoping to pick up in February. It's a 2-month jobby, so I will be hoping to read that. I probably won't join in with the next 2 that she has announced, but I'm hoping to join in with some later in the year when she decides which books those are. The other one that I meant to join in with all last year and never got round to it was the 1001 Book Club, which is hosted by Sandy at Miss Reads a Lot. I have also already sort of highlighted some of the books that I'm interested in, and there are several for the year ahead. So hopefully I will be joining in with some of those. She has a Discord. I will leave all the related people in the description box below. So it's all there if anything sounds interesting to you. The other one that I meant to join in with several times last year and never got round to was the Thriller Month Book Club, hosted by AJ at AJ Dunn Reads and Writes. There are so many books that they had in their book club last year that I wanted to join in with, but just never got around to. So this year, my goal is to at least join in with one from the 1001 and one from the Thriller Month book clubs, because I really, really adore both of those creators and I want to support their book clubs. So then we have a new book club this year, the Classics and Company book club, which is hosted by Anne Novella and Micah Cummins. And this has been getting quite a lot of hype on BookTube. They have some amazing co-hosts for the year. I think they're doing a book every 6-ish weeks. And there are, again, several that I want to join in with. And I feel like I have to join in with the last book of the year, which is Anna Karenina, because my good friend Scott at Gunpowder Fiction and Plot is the co-host. And we love Scott on this channel. So, yeah, it's going to be a squeeze because I've got another big buddy read at the same time, but I'm going to try and join for Anna Karenina at the least. And then I am a co-host for a book club as well, the Black Hearts Book Club, which is hosted by the lovely Carrie at Very Literary Carrie. And I am, I think, co-hosting the September book. So you'll have to come back closer to the time to see what book that is. But Carrie is fantastic. She's so insightful, and she does a live chat as well at the end of each book, which is always fantastic. And yeah, highly, highly recommend Carrie's channel. If you're not already subscribed, I will leave it below. Okay, so read-alongs. I am over halfway through now the Tudor along, which I'm hosting with my lovely friend Emily at Novel Novels. So we are currently reading Catherine Howard in January and February, and then we just have Catherine Parr left to go, and then we will be finished with the 6 Tudor Queens series. Again, if you want to join in, these books don't really need to be read in order, so you're welcome to jump in at any time. We do a live show at the end of each 2-month period, and we will be doing Catherine Howard at the end of February, beginning of March on my channel. Emily and I do also have another read-along planned for the summer. There will be more details coming on that soon. Then I am sort of softly hosting the Alice and Agatha challenge. I'll leave the video for that linked below, but basically earlier last year Alice posted a video of her top 12 Poirot novels. I have never read Agatha Christie, so I'm working through those 12 from 12 to number 1 over the course of 2023, and I will see if I agree with Alice. So if you would like to join in and read any of these books, we will be doing probably a mid-year and end-of-year live show to discuss whether I agree with Alice's rankings, whether I even like Agatha Christie. It could be the end of a beautiful friendship, I'm not going to lie. But yes, so I've got that going on. I've literally just picked up my first book for that, Death on the Nile. So far, so good. We shall see. Then my lovely friend Jolene over at Bookworm Adventure Girl is hosting a fantastic challenge over 2023, the Read Canada Challenge, where she encourages readers basically just to pick up more Canadian literature. If you do that, I feel like you are participating. There are no firm rules. You can participate as much or as little as you like, but I'm really going to try and read one from each of the provinces for the 12 months based off of Jolene's recommendations, particularly because the first book that I picked from her recommendation list for British Columbia, which was January, was my first 5-star of the year. So we'll talk about that more in my wrap-up, but Canadians can write. And then the last read-along that I'm interested in participating along is the E.M. Forster read-along, which is hosted by Jen, the librarian. So she is reading all of the works of E.M. Forster over the course of 2023. I think she has dotted in some non-fiction works about E.M. Forster in the months. I can't quite remember. I won't be able to join for every month, but I am hoping to pick up at least sort of 3 or 4 of his books over the course of the year, and we'll be joining in with that. So I did warn you that this was overcommitted. If you're still here at this point in the video, give yourself a thumbs up and the video, and leave me some sort of emoji, like, you know, like the emoji with like the eyes that are like, what are you doing? Put that emoji in the comments if you're still here. We've got more to go, but you know, you've made it halfway. Readathons. So I am currently in the process of co-hosting my very first readathon, the Past and Future Readathon, which is also hosted by Emily at Novel Novels, who is the creator, instigator, genius mind behind this readathon, and Alice at Alice and the Giant Bookshelf, and Jack at Spread Bookjoy, and we're having a blast. We are really enjoying it. I am not doing super well on the prompts, but it's me, so I think everyone forgives me. I am also planning another readathon for later in the year, in May. Mark it in your calendars, but more will come on that later. I don't want to like spill the beans too early, so yeah, hold that thought. But I also wanted to shout out a load of readathons that I know I will participate in because I absolutely adore them, and they run pretty much every year. So I will be taking part in the Asian readathon, which I think is also in May, Caribathon, which I believe is in June, Shorty September. I know that one's in September. I had so much fun with that readathon this year. It was a blast, and I read loads. Non-fiction November, of course, Historathon, which also takes place in November. I think they tend to do like a short version earlier in the year sometimes. So I will try and join in with that. There is also another Historathon readathon going on, which is non-fiction, taking part over the whole of 2023, but split into 3-month segments for time periods. I think it's hosted by a raft of people, but including Revenant Reads. So I will leave the announcement video for that below. It sounds like so much fun. Not sure I'm going to be able to participate in all of it, but I would like to read some historical non-fiction this year. I'll just try and cram it in somewhere. I will obviously be doing Picture This if it runs again this year. Last year was its first year, and it was hosted by two fantastic ladies, Jack at Spread Bookjoy and Shelley at Shelley Swearingen. And I just really love picture books. I have 2 children, and we have a plethora of children books, so of picture books. So I already have the books. But yeah, it's just a really fun, easy event, and I highly recommend taking part. Then there is Jane Austen July. I will probably read a Jane Austen novel in July because I feel like you can't really be a proper booktuber if you don't do Jane Austen July. And of course, Victober, which was a lot of fun last year and was my first time participating in that event also. So I'm sure there will be other things that crop up as the year goes ahead, but those are some of the ones that I really enjoyed from last year that I would like to do again this year. And I think we are at the final section, the goals. What are my goals for 2023? And as I said, they're pretty simple. So first of all, I've already put up videos for my 100 book bucket list challenge, where I will try to read 10 from the scratch list, and also my booktube inspired 2023 TBR, where I have 12 books that were favourites of booktubers that I really rate, and so I will be trying to read those as well. I will leave both videos linked below. So that brings me to my last goal, which is sort of informed by some stats from last year. So last year, 37% of the books I read were by US authors and 28% were by British authors, which brings us to a total of 65%. I would like to get that number under 50%. I would like to be reading more broadly. I would like to be reading more nationalities. So, I mean, as I said, it's a loose goal, but it will include dual nationality authors will count as non-UK, non-US. Indigenous authors will also count. But the idea is I just want to read from more perspectives than British and American. So that's my goal, to try and get it over the 50% mark. So I will probably check in with that in my wrap-ups every month, just so that you can see how I'm getting on. But that is my main goal for the year, just to read more diversely, and that is my sort of my line in the sand. I would love to know what your plans are for the year. Are you taking part in any of the plethora of events that I have mentioned? Are you also a serial buddy reader? Please tell me I'm not on my own here. And I will leave the announcement video to the FOMO Book Club here if you wanted to check out the books for the rest of the year. And I will see you very soon with another one. Bye, guys.